Well, good morning. It is Hump Day, Wednesday, September the 22nd. You're on First Local with Heidi and Colette. September 22nd, we were saying will one day be a factoid day, one day to remember, as Ontarians are now required to provide proof of vaccination.
Yep.
I know how you feel.
Great. You know, it's not invasive at all, and I so love to have that urge to go out and pay somebody to cook supper for me, like a restaurant, and before sitting down to enjoy my meal. In fact, before you can even be allowed into the premises, to have to be compelled to disclose personal and private information.
Just your address and your phone number. It's like, once upon a time when you had to show your ID when you got to ask for ID. You were annoyed at that.
Well, I don't care. They can have my phone number. That's fine. I'm a little bit more concerned about this vaccination certificate.
Oh, okay. Well, there's more to that conversation, so we'll go to Craig. It was very cold this morning.
It is very cold right now.
I had to wear leggings with the stress. So how is the rest of the day looking?
Well, fall officially begins at 3:20 p.m. this afternoon, so we still have a little bit of summer left. Go out and enjoy, but actually it does feel like fall right now because we're seeing some pretty strong northerly winds and some clouds. Looks very much like fall out there. Let's take a look at the radar. We do have some rain in the area as well. That's towards our east. We don't have to worry about the rain. We do have some cloud spill from that front, and that's eventually going to leave us. We'll talk more about that in the 3-day forecast coming up. And let's take a look at your 12-hour forecast. So we do have some clouds right now. Those are hanging around for this morning. We should see clear conditions this afternoon. Those winds, though, are going to be pretty nippy at 20 kilometers an hour from the north. So it's going to, should I even say wind chill at this point? Temperature's only at 16 degrees. And we're looking pretty cool for the next couple of days. We have some showers working in for our day tomorrow and some even colder temperatures. So fall is definitely here. That is your weather right now. We're going to take a look at your 3-day forecast coming up. Right now, let's send it right back to the girls.
No. Back to you, Craig. I want a different forecast. Well, okay. With that, I guess we're going to have to pull out our well, it's boot time. Boots and sweaters.
Well, I've already had my boots on twice actually. No, yeah, twice.
No, I refuse to put socks on. Okay, let's get back to this topic of vaccination certifications and where we will need to provide proof. It's funny.
Yes.
Restaurants, obviously, and bars, nightclubs, meeting and event spaces, such as weddings,
of course.
Facilities used for sporting, casinos, and of course, strip clubs, bathhouses, and sex clubs, racing venues. Just in case you thought that you could get up and close a person with.
You don't want you shedding Rona all over their naughty bits that are on display. And it's interesting too because well, I don't know. Somehow when you say strip club, it's not really kind of
what's
what pops
going on.
into
I see butts. It's a passport. That's a passport. Okay, so what?
A scene from a Stephen King movie. What's Mike? What are we looking at? What is that? Tel Aviv.
This is in Tel Aviv, but they have the vaccine passport running there. So
okay,
all right.
Well, it's been 3 weeks since Doug Ford did announce the plans to implement this. So as of today, residents who are 12 and older now need to show proof of vaccination or proof of a legitimate medical exemption. But it's okay because Premier Ford is quite sensitive to our distress. I did highlight this quote. There are a lot of people, this is Doug Ford, there are a lot of people who are concerned about this policy, and I want you to know that I hear you. I understand your concerns about protecting your civil liberties and your right to privacy. So he said this yesterday, and he is calling the measure a temporary one. He goes on to say, while many fully vaccinated people like myself share these concerns, the greater concern would be having to shut down again or to experience, of course, a sudden surge in cases like Alberta and Saskatchewan. Now, remember that, you know, for him to have suddenly said this is how it's going to be is an actual reversal of his previous stance on this. Yeah, however, here it is, right? And it's being rolled out in 2 phases. So September 22nd, to visit the settings that Colette has identified for you, you need to show the proof, right, that you have been fully vaccinated for at least 14 days, medical exemption along with a piece of identification. And then on October 22nd, because, you know, you want to roll out a temporary measure in 2 phases, beginning on October 22nd, they are moving to a QR code-based mobile application because I want to carry that information on my phone, you see. Okay, yep. Wow. So that's going to be set to launch for use by residents and businesses in place of the current vaccination receipts, so the paper-based proof. And hey, you can download enhanced receipts or a QR code that can be scanned. You get that right from the internet. So there you go.
Have you ever watched Total Recall?
I have watched Total Recall. I didn't see the remake.
Arnold. I'm not.
Yes.
I can't do the remake of that. That's what we're living. Total Recall. Well, thank you very much for all that information as my phone is ringing. So Sault Ste. Marie, obviously this has been implemented today, and we put this out yesterday on SaultOnline.com, that following the provincial health order, which does take effect today, those seeking access to city facilities are required to show proof of identification and proof of being fully vaccinated.
Okay, well, there and that's what we've been told. So, you know, so we're gonna, you know, right on the heels of that, let's move right into the local numbers and just keep this ball of positivity rolling. So Algoma Public Health then is reporting 3 new cases of COVID-19 today, all from Sault Ste. Marie and area. And of course, through contact tracing, you know, like you said, you leave your phone number, you leave your name, and you wait for the call. Through contact tracing, all close contacts have been notified. The details that have been provided with regards to these 3 new cases, cases 463 through 465, all listing cause of exposure as close contact, all of whom were tested on September 20th, bringing our rolling totals then to 167,081 tests that have been administered, out of which we have confirmed that number of 465 cases, currently listing 16 cases as being active, nobody in hospital that can be attributed to COVID-19 related distress. We've resolved 449. So yeah, I don't know. Should I just get the provincial numbers out of the way then too?
Might as well. We're on a roll. We're delivering all the fun news right off the top, right off the hop.
All right. So Ontario then yesterday did report 574 new cases of COVID-19, 8 more deaths linked to the virus. Health Minister Christine Elliott says that 434 of those cases are in people who are not fully vaccinated or who has an unknown vaccination status. So Elliott does go on to say that 330 people are hospitalized with the virus, with 303 not fully vaccinated. She did say that 179 people are in intensive care due to the virus, with only 9 of those in people who are fully vaccinated. The Ministry of Health says that 85.2% of Ontarians over the age of 12 have had 1 dose of a COVID-19 vaccine, and 79.2% have had 2 doses. So almost 80%. Yeah. Wow. Latest figures come as on the soiree, the eve prior to the rollout of the proof of vaccination policy, phase 1. So yeah, there it is.
Well, due to this momentous day at 10 a.m., we've got Premier Doug Ford speaking, alongside the health ministers, also the parliamentary assistant to the Premier Assistant, Christine Elliott, and Sylvia Jones, who is the Solicitor General. So 3 heavy hitters coming out at 10 a.m. And just to give you a little hint, it's an update on today's vaccination rules certification program. When we come back, we're going to talk about the U.S. extending their land crossing time again to October 21st. And we have a whole lot of happy news as well, I think, I hope. And some factoids. I know that Queen's in the factoids, so come back for that. We'll be right back.
just once in a while at parties and stuff. If that's what your kid says, they'll probably also tell you that it's not a big deal. But that's no reason not to talk about it. You could tell them that you think that's a good thing and that you're really happy they don't use it that often. Then ask them why. Maybe deep down they know it's bad. They just need your help realizing it. From there, it should be pretty easy to drop off the hint that their brain is still growing and that they shouldn't smoke pot. At least not until they're older.
Visit drugfreekidscanada.org for more tools to help start the conversation.
First Local, supported by James Seton, Mortgage Specialist. Your new home doesn't come with mortgage advice. I do. Call James Seton Mortgage Specialist, RBC 705-975-1519.
Hey.
Welcome back to First Local Mornings. Just kind of getting our ducks in a row here. It's hump day. I don't know if we've said that yet. So, you know, you've made it this far.
Keep going.
And yeah, keep going because the weekend is almost here. I've noticed, you know, that we live in such a beautifully treed area. Of course, the trees are doing their annual display of color.
Yes.
I did hear weeks past that the Algoma Agawa train tour is sold out. I mean, they are running a season, so that's positive, but it had to be shortened, obviously due to COVID-related factors. But it is sold out, so that's good news. Bring some tourists back into the area, and hopefully they will have their papers with them because
well, they can't do anything without them. Well, we've been in the news twice, I believe, in the last couple of days. Once the race is very tight here locally between Terry and Sunny. Currently, the numbers are 14,448 for Terry, and Sunny is sitting at 14,393. This is the very important piece that 183 of the 184 polls are showing as reported, so the mail-in votes are what we're waiting for.
Okay.
I thought it was typically 4 to 5 days following, but I hear we might find out today. Obviously, because it's such a tight race, those mail-in votes will matter. But we also made the news on a police shooting that everyone has heard of, I'm sure. But the latest that we have heard, and this is posted on SeaOnline.com, entitled "Catch and Release May Have Played a Role in This Fatal Shooting." And catch and release has been a topic of conversation for quite some time now. And so again, we'll go with the Liberals winning the minority Monday night. I called majority. I was wrong, by the way. The chances of the contentious catch and release program being reviewed has become much less likely. Obviously.
Well, yeah. I mean, like it's. I don't know. I mean, like, can we say that categorically just because one party stated as part of an election that we're gonna take a really hard look at that? I don't know. Like, I mean, as always, Dan's articles are very well written and very well worded. You know, kind of skirting the edges of what I believe to be an opinion piece. It doesn't make it any less valid. Certainly some significant concerns brought forward with regards to that program, and not unechoed in the comments that I've moderated from the community. So
well, he was out on bail, the 19-year-old.
Yes.
And part of his bail conditions was to not carry any or be in possession of any weapons or firearms. So perhaps the catch and release program may have played a role. But you know, ifs were buts and buts, you know, we can go on and on.
No, for sure. You know, and it doesn't change the fact that it's a very tragic event. It's for everybody involved.
Very disturbing, very upsetting.
Yeah.
Yeah, over to you.
Okay, over to me.
I know you're so excited that the race is still going.
The what?
That the election is still going. I know.
Oh yeah, no, I'm super excited about that. I really, you know, knowing some of the viewers will understand how very important politics and things political are to me. So yeah, I'm really glad that it's ongoing, and I can't wait to know the final outcome. So, you know, count faster. All right. You know what? Let's talk about the Algoma District School Board for a minute.
I'm just going to sit back to
Well, you should have seen the recap show with Jacob yesterday. I was like, oh, you want me to talk about it? Okay. You know that this is going to happen, right?
But why? But why would they do that?
Anyway, okay. So yeah, if you didn't see the recap show, oh yeah, go check it out. It's political gold is what it is. So I'm going to run for something. I don't know what. I'm not sure municipal bylaw officer is enough for me anymore. I grow hungry for power.
You just need to get her a badge.
Yeah, get me a badge so I can tell people to mow their lawns. All right. This from a media release from the Algoma District School Board. They are experiencing enrollment growth, which, you know, wow, and it's September. That's
go figure.
Unprecedented, unpredicted. Okay. Very positive update and overview of opening enrollment numbers, and this was rolled out at their first regular board meeting, which did take place yesterday evening. So the September 14th junior kindergarten to grade 8 enrollment has increased by 433 students from the projected numbers contained in the March 2021 Director's Report. So an increase of 208 students enrolled in JK and SK for this school year. And the grade 1 to 8 enrollment also increased by 225 students from projected numbers in March. I just thought that was kind of interesting. At the secondary level, grade 9 through 12 enrollment in composite programs. Okay, so it's seen an increase of 282 students from the projected numbers, again, rolling up from the March 2021 Director's Report. Currently, there are 178 students enrolled in alternative secondary programs such as the Algoma Education Connection, which is rolled out by Prince Charles and Kina Awea, and the North Shore Adolescent Center in Blind River and Elliott Lake, which is 34 students lower than that March projection.
Cool.
And given the alternative nature of these programs, re-engagement outreach will continue and enrollment normally reaches projection by Thanksgiving. Ooh, Thanksgiving's coming. Yes.
I know. Nature's fireworks and turkey. I'm going to switch to some crime before we go to a commercial shortly. But on September the 18th, officers with Patrol Services had to charge a 33-year-old, Carlin Armstrong, with possession of a property obtained by crime. So what happened was they got a call at around 12 o'clock. Officers responded to a break and enter. They realized he stole some cameras. He did not enter the residence, though. A short time later, officers located this man who fit the description, go figure. From the incident on Lake Street, they arrested him on pallet, and must be in the, is that the pea patch?
I'm going to say yes.
Pea patch. Officers identified the accused and he was arrested. A subsequent search of the accused found him to be in possession of said cameras missing. So because of this, he's charged with possession of crime. He's got to pay over 5 Gs, and he's going to the big courthouse on November the 8th. And what are they doing to the courthouse, by the way? They're refacing it forever.
Well, City Hall isn't the only one that requires updating. Okay.
What else do you have?
Well, I don't know.
Oh,
okay, I've got more crime. I'll give you some crimes. So I will see your possession of stolen property, and I'm going to up you additional charges laid relating to COVID-19 relief subsidy programming.
Oh.
Yep.
Whoa.
So the OPP anti-rackets.
Yeah, you know me. Sorry.
Anti-rackets. There's a branch for anti-rackets.
They're against rackets.
So with the assistance from the OPP Criminal Investigation Branch, they've charged another resident of Toronto following an investigation into allegations of fraud relating to the Ministry of Education Support for Family Programs. In August 2020, the OPP received a referral from the Ministry of Education in relation to recent allegations of fraud relating to the Support for Families program, which was created by the Ontario government intending to offset the financial burden experienced by families with children at home due to the COVID-19 global pandemic. Yeah, so this is actually a year-long criminal investigation. The size and scope of this fraud was significantly more complex than first identified. The result of this, on September 21st, the anti-rackets branch of the OPP arrested and charged Vedan Singh, a 54-year-old resident of Toronto, with, well, several charges. And if you want to know each individual charges, they're all fraud related. Please do go to our website at siouxonline.com. He was released from custody, scheduled to appear at the Ontario Court of Justice in Toronto on November 18th. Ooh, day after my birthday. And this is, of course, following the arrest of 2 other Toronto residents on September 18th.
Okay, well, when we come back from commercial break, we're going to talk about locking up someone you might love, but it's all in the name of money and raising funds. We'll be right back to tell you more.
Yes.
First Local, supported by The Refinery, the leader in women's fitness and transformations. 624 Wellington Street West in Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario. Call 705-255-8895 for more information.
First Local, supported by Tenaris Algoma Tubes. Kickstart your career. Tenaris is rapidly growing in Sault Ste. Marie and looking for individuals interested in rewarding production and technician roles. If you are ready for a progressive career opportunity with benefits in advanced manufacturing, then please send your resume to resumes@tenaris.com. Family owned and operated, A.G. Quinnell Well Drilling has been serving Sault Ste. Marie and surrounding areas since 1968. For a free estimate, call 705-779-3909. A.G. Quinnell Well Drilling, available for all your water needs. 1944, 2nd Line West, Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario. A.G. Quinnell Well Drilling. Call 705-779-3909 for a free estimate today.
Welcome back. It is Wednesday, September the 22nd. We hope you are fully vaccinated or you're staying home. Today is the day it starts. What's wrong? You're empty?
I'm getting low.
Just getting low. Well, have you ever wanted to lock someone up, like a boss or your friend or a family member, just for a little bit, just to get them away from you?
Oh, every day and for longer than a little bit, but okay.
Well, it's the annual event taking place this Friday, September the 24th. But it's for Big Brothers, Big Sisters of Sault Ste. Marie.
Ooh,
so
nice.
you can arrange to get someone put in jail.
That's right.
And they have to get out by raising, or you can help them raise, $1 million, just kidding, $1,000. $1,000. The prisoners can get arrested at their place of work or voluntarily surrender at the jails around town. They will be locked inside a cage in public and guarded to make sure they stay in there until they have raised the bail money.
Okay.
Well, funny that the catch and release program doesn't apply to this one.
Well, and you can actually raise money to keep them in jail too. Yeah. So I don't know. Bruce, our boss, was prancing. Well, he wasn't prancing.
I just pictured Bruce prancing. It's absolutely ridiculous.
Moving with purpose throughout our office.
Well said.
Declaring that he was immune, that he had purchased his immunity. So if anybody had any bright ideas, it wasn't happening. So of course, we're now focused on Dan Gray.
Well, I've got 2 things. First of all, I want to see Bruce's certificate saying that he is not able to be locked up, right? And Dan Gray, what if something breaks out? Who's going to do the story?
Well, that's what I mean. I don't know.
Choosing Dan was
kind of divided on that one.
Because what if stuff happens? Then what? Anyway, well, I guess we're gonna have to give you $1,000, Dan. But
that's right.
It's all in the name of fun and obviously a good cause for Big Brothers, Big Sisters of Sault Ste. Marie. I think it's an awesome idea. I've never heard of that before. We didn't do that in Hamilton. You know what I mean?
Oh, well, no, we do it here. This is the first time that I've ever had to, talk about it on camera, but I think that anything that raises funds in support of Big Brothers, Big Sisters is dynamite and a more than worthy cause, and it is fun. You see the pictures of people behind the bar, so it's, a little bit of fun.
That's cute, but still, I think we need to rethink Dan in case some of there's fires and stuff going on.
I could always feed him information. Nobody said he couldn't have a laptop, like it's not actual jail. So yeah,
he can go live. Okay, what else do you got? I got a special. Well, he could. I got a special birthday to talk about too. Ooh. And Dan actually received this information on Sunday.
Okay.
That a little baby here. A celebration for a 1-year-old took place over the weekend. Unfortunately, due to a rare disease, this could be the last birthday that they celebrate for little Aubrey Rose. There she is there, super cute.
Aw, Peanut.
Yes. They were joined by members of the public as they did a little, oh my gosh, that's so cute. They did a little drive-by for the birthday of this little poopy, Aubrey. She suffers from Alexander's disease, which is a rare neurological disease which has been diagnosed less than 500 times since 1940.
Oh my gosh, wow.
Yeah. So according to Hunter's Hope, which is a foundation dedicated to address the acute need for information and research, Alexander's disease is fatal. Aubrey was a happy and healthy baby girl for the first couple of months. In January, she started experiencing seizures, and she had her birthday, so happy birthday to Aubrey. And that article is posted to our website.
Well, happy birthday, Aubrey, for sure. Well, what now? I don't know, we can talk about, okay, so this year when kids went back to school, parents all had a choice, yes, right? Because they continue to talk about the hybrid model of, you know, that kind of blends teachers teaching in person, in class, but as well maintaining rapport with children who are learning from home online. Yesterday, the Ontario English Catholic Teachers Association called on the Ford government to invest in student success and the publicly funded education system in their latest campaign, which is Say No to Hybrid Learning. So after suffering the longest in-person learning disruptions in North America, Ontario students need this government to provide the resources and supports necessary for a learning recovery program that focuses on individual attention and student well-being. Yeah, so I wanted to just kind of highlight that for a minute because certainly Colette and I did talk probably exhaustively about the trials and tribulations of our kids as they struggled with the online learning. I think it was particularly difficult for the youngers, right? You know, Emma really had some challenges throughout grade focused. 1. And, you know, they are, as I have said, they are now identifying in kids that have moved from, you know, say SK to grade 1 to grade 2, there are what they are calling learning gaps. So now my understanding is learning plans are now having to be tailored to address these gaps to make sure that everybody gets caught up, no child gets left behind. You know, this is an opinion of the Ontario English Catholic Teachers Association that it's, you know, it's a limited sort of model program and not really well suited to children of younger ages. So.
Well, when Jake and I were doing the election show on Monday night, I did bring that up, that what are we going to do with the gaps? And you know, how do you know what they prepared and what the outcome's going to be? So, you know, learning from home requires a lot of dedication and focus. And when you're 5 and 6, that's one thing that focus. I just want to say one quick FBI announcement on Tuesday. I found so like FBI. It just sounds so FBI. Oh, that's what you need. That's what you need. Well, listen, on Tuesday, that it's Detroit Division and Michigan State Police Division have arrested an individual on charges related to the placement, get this, of explosive devices outside cell phone stores in Sault Ste. Marie and Sheboygan last week. Special agents, intelligence analysts, oh my gosh, they make them sound so fantastic. I do. I want to be a special agent. Sault Ste. Marie Tribal Police, the U.S. Coast Guard, everybody in the U.S. does seem in the state of Michigan was part of this arrest. The suspect's identity is being withheld until they appear before the judge. Ooh, that's a surprise for the judge. I wonder who it's going to be. Who's coming through?
Ooh, a surprise!
Crazy that they wrote that. If you have any information, contact the FBI. And there's a 1-800 number for the FBI.
I didn't know.
Like, I mean, listen.
Wait, I'm being deployed. Hang on.
Listen, it's a serious issue.
It is. I'm sorry. It's a very serious issue.
They're keeping his identity a secret before you pierce. It's like the up he ducks. Maybe his name is Jack.
You're on fire today.
Fire! Well, we're going to go to a commercial, and we're going to come back with some social media. And please, can we do the factoid?
The factoid,
and definitely we need to come back to hear from Craig, our weather specialist.
We'll give Craig a chance to redeem himself.
He will. We'll be right back.
First Local, supported by United Way. Help make your community a better place. Show your local love and donate today.
When I found out I had cancer, it was the hardest day of my life. But life is bigger than cancer.
First Local, supported by Gary Chervinsky, Exit Realty, Lake Superior. Buying a home is a big decision, so is choosing the right agent. Call Gary Chervinsky, broker at Exit Realty, Lake Superior, 705-257-5432. First Local, supported by the Canadian Bush Plain Heritage Centre, where adventure takes off.
Good morning and welcome back to this very happy, zesty, feisty hump day. September the 22nd, you know, the rollout of the first phase of the Prove You've Been Stuck program. And yeah.
This might have been my most favorite commercial break with you since we started working together.
I just trotted out my best wow ever, and I won't even tell you what it's related to.
I think we should. Why don't we go to social media?
Okay.
And oh, Craig, I'm sorry. Why don't we go to Craig and find out if I have to wear these Peg Bundy leggings with my high heels for the rest of the week?
And good morning, everyone, and welcome to fall 2021. This is the first full day, and it's going to feel like fall here in the Soo. We'll show you on this 12-hour loop of the last 12 hours of the satellite shot. You can see that cold front that came through yesterday. We didn't see a lot of rain here, but it's giving a lot of rain towards the Sudbury area, also around the North Shore area, and also towards the Southern Ontario area. This is all still very warm air here. We have cooler air, clearer air here, and that's our day today. We're going to see these clouds eventually leave us with a sunny sky. Let's take a look at the radar. You can see just how close those showers are to us. So if you are traveling towards the east, you're probably going to run into some light showers to heavy showers, maybe even a couple of thunderstorms. We just have cloud at the moment, but you can see there's a lot of clearing out to the west, and that's heading our way for later on today. Let's take a look at temperatures for today. A little bit off the mark. We should be around 18. We're going to settle at 16, 12 degrees only with showers in Wawa. Timmins, same story, 13 degrees, lots of showers there, and same story in Sudbury at 17 degrees. We'll take a look now at the map for today. So we do have this high pressure ridge building into the area. It's trying to eat all those clouds as this front moves away, and we are just going to have a cooler day today because this is coming from the north. We're going to have some cooler air for our day today, and also for our day tomorrow when we see some showers work in along this boundary here. Let's take a look at the forecast for the next 3 days. For today, we have some cloud at the moment. We should see some sun in the next couple of hours. 16 degrees for your high, 13 for your high tomorrow. Very cold day tomorrow with some showers. It's definitely going to feel like autumn. And same story for Friday. Temperatures boosting up a little bit at 15 degrees, still a little bit off the mark, and we do have showers for Friday. But we do kind of clear out for Saturday and Sunday, so it's not looking all that bad for this weekend. That is your forecast for now. We'll be back at the end of the show. Right now, let's send it back to Heidi and Cled.
Well, thank you, Craig. I guess we're pulling out our boots and our hoodies.
Yep.
That's all right. That's all right.
Feels like fall, and now it is officially fall after I don't think anybody saw the full moon.
I was just going to say it was a harvest moon.
Yeah, I posted
my favorite song.
Go look at that article too, because I also highlight some other celestial events that you can look forward to, like dates and everything. Do you know that on my birthday there's actually going to be a meteor shower?
Oh, that's lovely.
I know. I love it. A little celestial gift, you know, from the universe to me, obviously.
Okay,
factoid. Okay,
Queen,
2000. I'm not doing Queen first. No.
I knew you were going to do that.
This day, so September 22nd, 2004, Cat Stevens, who in that moment was going by the name of Yusuf Islam, was escorted from a diverted transatlantic flight and refused entry into America by FBI agents.
Again with the FBI.
His name showed up on a U.S. watch list after United Airlines Flight 919 had taken off from London. The flight landed in Maine, where Islam, who was traveling with his 21-year-old daughter, was detained and questioned. Do you not?
We should have went to the Queen one. I'm just kidding.
You're not into Cat Stevens?
I mean,
Colette. Okay, all right. We'll go into social media. I've failed her.
No, give her a can of applause, please.
Yeah, can I have some canned applause? No canned applause.
Well, what's going on social media?
All right. I'll take my applause from social media because, you know, I'm just going to get my own canned applause because sometimes I just really want it.
She's searching for her social media.
Right here. Well, I have to troll the void, right? Because people get swallowed up and then Mike surprises me up on the screen with things that I don't see. But anyway, Steve Child's beating everybody to the punch. Good hump day morning, all. Have a great day with some nice emojis and, of course, rocking the horns. Yes.
No poop.
Margaret McKay. Good morning, all. Good morning to you, Margaret. Good morning to you, Steve. Bradley Evoy, toiling away at Algoma Steel. Good morning with 3 exclamation points. Happy hump day, peace sign.
Nice.
Enica. Oh, 5 exclamation points.
Oh, I can't see them.
I'm out of...
we're having technical difficulties.
I'm actually out of coffee, so
what's wrong?
I acknowledge your 5 exclamation points, but I think I've only got about 3 in me, so I'm going to say good morning, everyone, and if Mike can't... no, I'm not going to say that. If Mike can't bring it up on the screen, I will tell you that she's offering a waving hand, a cup of coffee, and what appears to be a strawberry shortcake. Yeah. See, I get to see it in color.
He got it up.
Well, that's what I wasn't going to say, but okay, now it's out there.
Good morning.
And then Enica follows up with happy hump day and 2 little grinny teethy things. Happy hump day to you, Enica. I hope you have a fabulous day in the Netherlands. Marilyn Trumbull, good morning, beautiful ladies and everyone else. I hope everyone has a wonderful hump day. Thank you, Marilyn. I hope the same for you. Ruth Christensen, welcome to the new day. Enjoy every moment. She's got some lovely leaves. Sophia's very into fall decor right now. Ruth, my daughter Sophia would approve of your use of the emojis. She's very, you know, all about like, oh, Mom, maybe we should go to the dollar store. Maybe we should get some little decorations. Okay.
Ducks, chickens, everything's going on today.
Steve Childs. Well, I guess I might as well dig my 6-foot hole into bush so I can just roll in it. I think, Steve, there are many people in this moment on this day who are sharing your sentiment. There are significant concerns. I guess the best I can offer is let's just see what happens.
Like, how long is it going to take to be seated at a restaurant? By the time they run, like, think about it. You go to Wacky Wings on a Wednesday?
I am thinking about it, like, you know, because I'm going to go into Wacky Wings and have, you know, the 12-year-old hostess greet me and say, did you bring your vaccination certificate? Yeah, so I don't know how they're going to enforce it, but I know that the Ontario government has released some guidelines to help businesses as they enforce these regulations.
She's like, your table will be ready in like 2 hours and 45 minutes.
That's right.
You can go to the bar and have a drink while you wait.
Vaccinations. Our scanner is down right now. So
oh yeah,
our scanner is down.
I didn't even think about that.
And we're not really. We're waiting for directives. So, so Steve Childs. Yes, with his 6-foot hole in the bush. Glenn Ford says you better get a building permit. That's a good one, Glenn. I like that.
And call before you dig. You never know what's going on in the infrastructure underground. You know I'm big on infrastructure.
Don't be irresponsible, Steve Childs.
I like that response.
And Glenn Ford, are you a first-time commenter? Because I don't recall seeing your name before. So if you are, thank you for commenting and welcome aboard.
Oh, Joseph.
Joseph Bertrand, have a wonderful day, everyone, with 3 exclamation points. You have a wonderful day, Joseph, over there 3D printing.
Paul Shelley, what's he got going on today?
Oh, Dr. Adam Anivit, quote. Okay, so we got a quote here. It's not the unvaccinated's job to protect the vaccinated. That's the vaccine's job. You know what? And I think that that is going to become a more common sentiment, certainly something that I have seen in a lot of the comments that I've moderated. And, you know, I myself, and I've shared that with you, have had some questions with regards to, you know, the vaccine and what is, you know, like what is all of this kind of meaning, especially when we can say that across Canada, or across Ontario anyway, nearly 80% of the population has received 2 vaccinations. So
food for thought. What
definitely worth thinking about. Thank you, Paul, for your comment.
And yes, thank you, Paul, for your comment. But we're going to rip to a commercial break and come back and do more social media.
Giselle.
And I want to hear the Queen factoid.
All right, all right.
We'll be right back.
Okay.
First Local, supported by Northern Safety and Training, locally owned and operated. Get your DZ training for only $2,000, tax included. Call 705-987-8460 for more information.
First Local, supported by Nogda Windeman Family and Community Services. Be an alternative care parent. A child needs you.
You don't need a media monkey to make healthy choices. Think for yourself. A message from Concerned Children's Advertisers.
First Local, supported by Maker North, 3D printing, laser cutting, 3D design, education, prototyping, and more. Maker North, whatever it takes.
Yes.
Lots of good discussion coming out of social media. You are pining for that Queen factoid, so we're just going to get it out of the way.
Thank you.
But you know what, though? I always feel under pressure because when you...
under pressure.
See what I did there? See what I did there? All right.
That's called an 82 to my special someone.
September 22nd, 2011. I know you're saying, hey, how can you talk about Queen in 2011? I can because... research conducted by car maker Sept, all capital letters, probably an acronym. I have no idea what it means. Steve, can you get on that, please?
That's your job.
Research conducted by car maker Sept found that Queen's Bohemian Rhapsody was the song most likely to be found on British iPods. What are you listening to? I'm listening to Bohemian Rhapsody, with more than 40% of owners having the hit on their players. So, coming in under Queen, the Beatles had 4 songs in the list, a feat also matched by Coldplay.
No, really? I know. Does it say what song?
Does not. But they do talk about some other favorites, which include U2, The Killers, and Rihanna. So just...
Okay. I love Rihanna, but like that's a platform. You just...
You know that song,
right?
Only Girl in the World?
No, I don't.
Well, she has a song, you know, and the opening lyric is, "I want you to love me like I'm a hot ride." And Emma, my 6-year-old, was listening to it, and she sings along. She's like, "I want you to love me like I'm a hot pie." And really, I mean, what could be more appropriate than that? You know, that's like what. Yes. What were those kids? What were those kids bands? And they'd cover every song.
Those guys.
That's right. It sounds like, you know, because they'd clean up the songs, right? They'd clean them up. So I think that they should take note, and there should be a resurgence, a revival.
On that topic of Emma saying something funny.
Yes.
Went for a little walk on the boardwalk with Heidi's daughter Emma, and we sit down in one of the chairs, and there's a little heart. I thought, oh, cute. Somebody wrote "True Love Forever," and it was something referring to loving booty. And your daughter, in her very sweet voice, says, "Booty time." What's booty time? I said, we'll talk about that with your mom another day. So, by the way, if your daughter brings up booty time, that's why. Let's go back to social media, though.
Okay. So we got, so Giselle was the next one. Giselle says, "Happy hump day, everyone." Happy hump day to you, Giselle. You better get your hot tubs in before the snow flies. Merci beaucoup. Morning all. Please send prayers to London sick kids for my child. All prayers needed. Oh, merci. Of course. Oh my gosh. Sending all sorts of positive thoughts and healing energy. I hope everything's okay. Marilyn Trumbull, our community of support, sending prayers and positive vibes. Steve Child sends prayers. Bradley sends love and prayers. Oh, yeah. Speedy recovery. Paul?
Oh, that's terrible.
What do you mean I'm missing a whole bunch?
Well, okay, well, let's put them up and go put it up.
Okay, well, I'm...
No, that's very awful. She's one of our longtime viewers.
Paul Eric Von Voss, we're on point. Good morning, Colette and Heidi.
Good morning.
Merci. Yes, put Dan in talking about the jail, right?
Yes.
I know, right? And then we'll be the ones to take the pictures. I'll go live in front of the jail cell.
Steve Childs.
Merci beaucoup says, thank you for the prayers, everyone. April Marshall, so tying back to, some of my remarks with regards to phase 1 of the vaccination system, define temporary as people are losing their jobs. Yes. And again, this is unprecedented. It would be difficult to really kind of define anything, I would say, in this moment, but I'm sure your thoughts and sentiments are shared by many, April. Well said.
Well,
and she goes on. Where's my municipal tax rebate for facilities I can no longer use? And then another viewer, Melissa DiNardo, what can't you use, April? And April says, Melissa DiNardo says, GFL, John Rhodes, Library, Senior Center, should I list all of them for you? And Melissa is asking why. So yes, this is going to be a zesty and robust, and I predict a lengthy discussion for some time to come. Paul Eric Von Voss, you said you named the Harvest Moon, so he's like Harvest Moon,
my favorite
Neil
song,
Young.
Neil Young.
Yeah.
I just want to say on that language over temporary, it's it's to calm you.
Yeah,
that's all it is. Temporary, you're not going. There is no definition for it because it's not used in the way that you would use temporary. It's just there to calm you. That's all it is. Don't worry, we'll get to it. This is just how it's going to be for now.
Yeah, it's politics, right? It's
101.
It's politics. So, and in a very strategic political move, I'm going to move on.
You can't put one past me because marketing and strategy.
Look what Marilyn has for you.
Who? What, Marilyn? Yay! Poop emoji! Harvest. And I've got the Harvest Moon and a poop emoji. My day is complete.
Kimberly says, good morning, all. And then Melissa DiNardo says, when the people that don't get vaccinated get COVID, or if they do, they shouldn't receive health care. Those people, that are just not getting the vaccine because of stubbornness. Well, yeah, and again, it's hard for me. I'm not really going to chime in with an opinion on that. I will say that your thoughts are not alone. Again, I moderate comments on the website, so I do see a lot of rhetoric that aligns with what you're saying there, Melissa. I think that we all need to be aware and pay attention to the events as they continue to unfold.
All right, well, thank you to everybody for the stir on social media today. That was fun. Like I said, temporary does not mean what you think it means with the government, that's for sure. We can't pull the wool over our eyes. But it's a very good point about the hockey rinks. As you know, I'm in the hockey rink a few times a week anyway. Already it takes a long time. The parameters have changed, but only one person in the change room, and can only have one person in the stands and 6 feet apart, blah blah blah. Now we're adding another component.
Okay.
When you're just trying to get that damn hockey equipment on your child and get them on the ice. But anyway, so that's added to that.
How long can you hold your breath?
Oh, it's great. Swear words all over the Pee-wee every night at 7 p.m. Be there. You don't want to miss it. We're going to commercial. We'll be right back.
Every day, people in crisis need someone to answer their call for help, to let them know they're not alone. Whenever people need someone, the Canadian Red Cross is there, on the phone lines and the front lines, around the world and here at home. But none of it would be possible without people just like you. No matter who you are, you have something to give. You can be that someone with the Canadian Red Cross. Learn more at redcross.ca/someone.
First Local, supported by Tammy Ovey. Are you looking for an agent who confidently knows the culture and community of Sault Ste. Marie? Call Tammy Ovey, 705-971-0171.
First Local, supported by Rick Mooney, sales representative for Street City Realty. Sold, the sign you want, Rick, the realtor you need.
Rollers Bocce is now open, located downstairs at the Marconi. If you're new to bocce or love the game, Rollers is the place for you. Grab your friends and family and let the good times roll. Book your court today at rollersbocce.ca.
Welcome back. It is Wednesday, September the 22nd. You're with Heidi and Colette on this fine day. We are going to be throwing to Craig shortly to wrap up this morning's show. Just a quick recap. If you're following the election as closely as Terry and Sonny might be, they are sitting at 37.5% for Terry and 37.4% for Sonny. Extremely close race. 14,448 to 14,393. Of note, polls reporting right now are 183 of the 184, and that would be your mail-in. So hopefully we find out an answer today or tomorrow. Let us find out the answer of what the weather's going to be like for the next few days. Over to you, Craig.
Well, with any luck, we're going to start seeing some sun around the noon hour. Maybe a mix of sun and cloud. It's taken a while for that cloud to actually move out of the area, but we are going to stay dry here in the Sault. Just going to be a little cool and windy as the winds continue to come from the north today, and temperatures very cool. Let's take a look at your 12-hour forecast for the rest of the day. Afternoon, we're going to hopefully see some sun. Temperatures around 16. But we have to deal with those northerly winds, so it's going to feel a little cooler than that, and that's going to carry over into your evening. We're staying dry, at least for today. We do have a system coming in for tomorrow. Now, more of that coming up at 5 o'clock on News at Night. Back to you, Colette.
Thank you, Craig. We are going to share with you an interview that I had with Carmelo Lopizzi. He is the VP and CEO of MPAC, which is the Municipal Property Assessment Corporation, who are the governed body that go in and assess your property and tell you what it's worth and take care of over 5 million properties throughout Ontario. This video does talk a little bit about what's going on throughout the province, but we have localized it to talk about the increase of living of our residents and the cost of sales of home here in Sault Ste. Marie and how they have increased. Again, this interview is with Carmelo Lopizzi, the COO of MPAC. I'm here today with Carmelo Lopizzi, who's the VP and Chief Operating Officer at MPAC. How are you today?
Very good, thank you.
I'm very well, thank you very much for joining us. So we're going to talk today about what everybody loves, the municipal property assessment. You do work for their corporation as the Vice President and the Chief Operating Officer. You create and maintain comprehensive databases that is used widespread. I mean, I use it in my last job as well. So why don't you tell me a little bit about MPAC in your words, and then we're going to localize this to Sault Ste. Marie.
That's great. So MPAC, or the Municipal Property Assessment Corporation, are the individuals that determine the assessed value of all properties in the province of Ontario. We're provided legislation by the provincial government that directs our mandate around the work that we do. We are the valuation experts in Ontario that are constantly monitoring market activities to ensure that we're abreast of changes that are taking place within the real estate market.
Okay, great. So property values have gone up here in Sault Ste. Marie quite a lot in the last year. Can we talk a little bit about that and how that might affect our assessments?
Yeah, one of the things that we're seeing quite recently across Ontario is that the value of properties have increased, especially on the residential side. So residential properties have been appreciating in value, and we're seeing countless articles that are talking about what's happening within the real estate marketplace. Sault Ste. Marie is no different than what we're seeing elsewhere. And what that really means then is that the value of residential properties have increased. From a valuation perspective, in terms of what MPAC does, all of our values are still based on a January 1st, 2006 valuation date. So what that means is that although the market has changed, the value of all properties in Ontario are still based on what the market would have sold for based on January 1st, 2016.
Okay. COVID-19 has made many changes across the province, across the country, and across the world. How has COVID-19 or this past year challenged you at MPAC to do your job? Has it changed anything, and will we be affected by that in years to come?
Yeah, one of the things that we did very quickly on, as a result of the pandemic, is that we were actually able to very quickly flip and have our employees work from home so that we could continue to carry out the responsibilities that we're required to do and that municipalities rely on us to do. So as a result of that, we moved our entire employment team to work from home, and we continue to do the work of conducting inspections, collecting all the necessary information, and keeping our database is actually a very important part of what we need to do to stay current with the ever-changing landscape of properties in Ontario. We have been impacted as a result of the pandemic with restrictions in our abilities to conduct field inspections, so that it has changed the way that we have been doing work. But we've been partnering with municipalities across the province to get us the information that we need to ensure that we can carry out and continue to update data on all properties in Ontario.
Okay, I want to ask you a question about data and breach of data, or just data security in general. Several articles and stories have gone on throughout the years on social media data breaches and whatnot. Clearly, you have a lot of data that you have to maintain, manage, and are highly responsible for. What are some of your procedures and protocols around your data security?
Yeah, I mean, we have a database of 5.4 million properties in Ontario, and that continues to grow. As an organization, we take data security very seriously. We've been certified as under ISO 27001 that provides a certification around, the measures that we're taking to protect data. We take it, as I mentioned, it's a very serious part of what we do, given the information that we have. And we have a team of individuals that are solely focused on ensuring that data is protected and used for the purposes that it was intended for, but obviously not used in areas that it never was.
Now, I understand you had to make some adjustments as well as just staying connected and responding to the evolving and the changing needs of the community. So I wanted to thank you for that and for your time today. I could ask you so many questions, but I'm pretty sure that we both have other things to do at the moment. But I would love to ask you at this moment, is there anything you would like to add to this interview that you would like to let the people of Northern Ontario as well as Ontario know?
Yeah, I mean, one of the things that we always like to share is that, MPAC is committed to supporting property owners and businesses in Ontario. And if anybody has any questions about the value of their property or the information that we have on file for their property or their home, I would ask them to visit mpac.ca, log into the About My Property portal, and take a look at all the information that we have there. It'll show information about the individual's home or property, show information about sales that have taken place. And also, if an individual is interested in, wanting to take a closer look and potentially file a review of the value on their property, we provide a very easy way for that to be done through About My Property.
That's great. That was actually my one last question. When, again, to remind people, when we get our property assessments in the mail from MPAC, and if they have questions, they direct them to you via email and telephone. If you could just share that quickly, I'd appreciate it.
Yeah, I mean, if anybody has any questions, as I mentioned, go to our website first, take a look at all the information that's there, and then through that, they can access whatever way they can. And, we're always here to support.
Okay, great. Hey, Carmela, I really want to thank you for taking the time out today. You're very busy as Chief Operating Officer and Vice President of MPAC. It was an absolute honor to speak with you today, and I hope one day we can have this interview in person.
Most definitely.